wasn't gonna pull that thing out of my mouth and walk over to the unconscious, unconscious ex-girlfriend and say, "You say goodbye to Monte. You're never gonna see him again."
Oh,
I start spitting out all that guck that's out of my mouth.
anybody want to do recovery rolls or anything like that while you're?
Yes,
Yeah.
I need a
If we can take a 10-minute one, for sure.
Yeah, I might take a 10-er.
All right.
I recover 9,
5 points back.
back up to 18 might.
I recovered
11
6.
of 12. 12 of 16.
So it puts me back at 6 might.
Oh, your guys are taking a 10-minute roll?
Yeah.
I have to.
I have no choice.
I got messed up from that.
So I'm gonna save my action roll because I haven't used my action roll. I'm gonna use my 10-minute roll.
Oh, can you do them out of order in this?
Not according to the
Good.
rules,
Yeah.
but having played Invisible Sun so much where you can do that,
Right.
I'm doing that as a house rule.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can take them out of order.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that, and then wherever we want to go from here to go find this object you're talking about.
Yeah. So just so you
Can
guys
we move
know,
these
I am,
villains back out somewhere to where we can put them and
Well-
keep them captured?
well, I was going to ask you, we got her tied up, but couldn't you, how long does your constructs persist after you build them?
One of them is like an hour.
Too, right?
It's an hour with it. If I spend an XP, can it be like a permanent prison cell?
Well, we don't want it to be permanent because you're going to put them, we're going to give them to the police or whatever.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
whoever
she's
the
not-
equivalent
we
to the
can't leave
raft
her in
is
this
here,
mess,
I can just
can we?
give it to them. You know what I mean? Like
I
here,
mean,
they can't get out.
well, I know your weaker one lasts a minute, and your more powerful one lasts an hour.
Correct.
So I'm
Is an
going
hour
to save you an
longer?
XP and say, hey, you could just do the hour-long one.
Okay, as long as it lasts longer, I'll basically have the minute one, but I'll put the hour one over top of it afterwards, kind of like doubling down. And
Okay.
as the minute one burns up, they can be in the more permanent cell.
But are we gonna leave them here in this mist as we go further
That's
down?
my question. I feel like we should move them elsewhere.
Yeah.
Do we have are we the only people on our team? Are we the B team for like a huge group? Or you'd be like, hey, come pick these guys up.
No, you're the freaks and geeks. You're just your own thing.
Can we, can our,
Kill what it is.
can our communicators reach the, the New York special unit?
I mean,
The
SVU.
New York police, the New York police special, special action team unit or whatever.
You can make an emergency call to the police or, the supernatural or the super villain, detain cops.
So basically what we'll do is we'll do that. Basically, I'll give a call, be like, listen, you'll find Deathblade and Evil Skull detained. Both of them are unconscious and inside Neurostar's cages. Get here
I think they
quickly.
look like veins.
Yeah, get here quickly. You got it about an hour.
No,
And-
but don't we gotta take them out of the mist because the cops are gonna come into the mist?
We'll take them out. If we stop this thing, the mist goes away. They're out of the mist anyway.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
Two birds, one stone.
But we wouldn't tell
what
the
would I
cops to
say?
come get them now.
Two like blobs, one blob.
Yeah.
Whatever it is for my home planet.
so
I mean, I
wanna
don't
start-
want Janice to die,
I want to start
We
heading
did
towards
have
that,
some good times at one point.
I want to start heading towards the what's the name?
The artifact.
Yes.
Okay. Everybody's going with Paradigm?
Yep.
All right. So you head in the direction that your supernatural senses told you this thing would be. And Neurostar, because you still have your motion detector going on, you're able to steer people around these big mobile trees, or you can just blast right through them because when all four of you are together, they're basically no threat at all to you guys.
I think we obliterate them. I don't think we let them get out to the public. That would be my fear.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, as
Yeah,
we're
just-
going along, they're just getting demolished. Like, You just see
I'll just
splinters
make
of.
I'll make a spacecraft, and then or no, I'll make a sailing ship that's flying, and we'll just put Bunny as the masthead and ram through them all.
All right. So that works, and you travel a few hundred feet through this weird misty version of Central Park. And then at the extreme edge of your motion sensor range, which is a long distance, you sense that there is something very large up ahead. And it is like a building size thing. And you know that there's no building like this in Central Park in this location.
How far ahead is it? Could we like tell from where?
Oh, he knows it's a long distance. So for the rest of you, you'll be able to see it probably, a short distance away, because that's about the limit of your vision here.
I'm too busy punching trees to pay attention to anything else.
Do you continue to get closer to it?
I mean, can I sense this artifact at all with the sensory at all? Or is it still too far from us?
It seems more that either your sensor can't tell things that small a detail because it can tell like human-sized things and bigger,
Gotcha.
or this big giant thing is enough of a barricade that you're having a hard time sensing through it.
Well, I would assume wherever the artifact is, there's going to be lots of bad guys. That's my guess. So I'm looking for a mass of creatures, objects, or people somewhere in the distance. And I think that would be the easiest way to find it. I don't know about the rest of the team.
Well, like I said, I can sense it. So are we
you
going the right
can
direction?
sense it. I thought you said you can't. Oh,
No,
you
I
better.
can't.
Just following you then.
Yeah.
Let's go,
Move
power
the
slip.
way.
Come on.
The way I'm seeing it now that you mentioned that I'm on the, the ship head or whatever have you, I see
Figurehead.
Paradigm with a like a rope and a carrot, like a fishing pole and a carrot, and he's just leading me. And we can even say
Can't
that my
take you
force of
anywhere.
flying is just pulling the ship along as well. So just and then
Can I
whenever you
turn
tell me to
into
stop,
a-
you just let me get the carrot.
Can I turn into a bat? Because you said it was like the fog was like messing with our vision. So I'm gonna turn into a bat and see if sonar works any better than
Echolocation.
yeah.
Yeah, you're now kind of getting a similar sort of sense of what Neurostar is getting.
I'm going to run to the restroom. I can hear you, everybody. Keep talking.
Okay.
Not allowed. Get a Mountain Dew bottle.
Or
Yeah, so I'm turning into a
please,
bat.
ginger ale.
Read ginger ale.
All right, so there is this, Neurostar, do you tell them that there's this big building-like shape up ahead, or you just let them see it as soon as?
No, I would definitely explain
Okay.
that we're heading towards a large object, a mass. I'm guessing it is a building.
And when you get around a short distance away, you can see that this looks like a fortress of some kind, made out of trees, kind of flattened into this shape. Some of it is just like earth from the ground that's been pulled up. There's a portion of it that seems to be one of the little bridges, little stone bridges that goes over, the paths and stuff. So it's just kind of built out of whatever materials are conveniently nearby. And it's like this 20-foot high wall. And Neurostar, you get the sense that it is, probably around 100 feet by 100 feet. Or at least this front facade is 100 feet and it turns. And there's definitely motion, human-sized motion within it. In Paradigm, with a little bit of triangulation, you go, yeah, I think the artifact we're looking for is in this structure.
No windows on the structure. Is it solid slab?
It's certainly there are no windows. It's more like a wall, like a rampart wall, like a fortification wall, rather than like a building that has.
And how tall is it?
It's about 20 feet tall.
Well, then we're just gonna fly over it.
Yeah, it can fly.
Yeah.
Does my
Wow.
sonar does this device hum or make any sort of noise that would give me like a pinpoint location as a bat?
Why don't you make a perception roll?
Okay.
That's
And
good.
I get perception as one of my skills as a bat, which is,
Hey,
and do I have perception normally? No. So, you know what? I'm gonna apply a level effort on this. So I got two. I got a 14 on the roll and 2 assets, so.
yeah, you do hear something. And now that you're listening, like at first you thought it was just kind of like this hissing sort of noise. But then you're like listening and trying to pinpoint it, and you realize that there are words in the voice, and the words are telling you to do bad things.
Oh no.
Alright, so can I do a power stunt to be able, I haven't done this yet. Oh, wait a minute. I'll take the XP and I'll give the extra XP to our buddy friend here.
I'll take
Cause I
it.
haven't given him one yet.
And I need you to make an intellect defense roll.
Okay. I have nothing for intellect defense. Oh, Dad, do I want to straight roll this?
Do it.
Okay, I'll do it. If I die, it's on you now.
That's fine.
And I rolled a natural 1.
Extra one?
I got an XP, I'm gonna re-roll that, dog.
Oh, okay.
I was about to offer you mine.
Geometrusion on a geometrusion?
What happened?
You don't want to give me a geometrusion on a geometrusion? Come on. You can do it.
No, the intrusion never bothers me. Is that I'm very low on my pools. Is more the concern. Well, I failed anyway because I got an 8 on the roll on the reroll.
Okay. Yeah, you're hearing this whispering, and now that you've heard it, you can't unhear it.
What's it do? Can I comprehend what it's saying?
Not consciously.
Oh boy.
All right, so can I do a power stunt because I haven't done this yet? Be able to communicate on my my communicating device in animal form.
So you want to talk in your human voice using your
Yeah.
communicator?
Yeah.
I mean, don't you just need to apply a level of effort to your beast form, and then you can talk like a person?
Oh, it is just a level of
I
effort?
think it's just a
Yeah,
level of effort.
Yeah, all right, so I'll apply the level of effort.
All right, so you're a chatty bat.
And I'm gonna say. Oh, shut up. What is, who keeps on talking on the chat com?
The
Shut
rest
up.
of you aren't hearing what this chatting that he's talking about.
Cállate.
And what is it?
Guys,
Boundless
shut up, I'm
Bunny
trying to concentrate here.
is just continuing along until Paradigm stops him because he's essentially steering Boundless Bunny with his carrot. So until he gives the signal.
We're
to
going
stop
up and
him.
over the wall, but him talking to somebody is not normal.
But your guys will be able to see me hovering because I'm at the direction of this device. So you see my bat wings, or you basically know the location of where it is because I'm hovering like literally outside of the building, right in front of it.
I would just ask you, what are you talking to right now?
Oh,
We have something
that's
to
not
do,
you
and you're
guys?
having a conversation with yourself.
That's not you guys that keep on messing with the comms?
No.
When do I mess with the comms?
When do I use the comms?
You remember that time Bunny kept on putting the soap operas on there because he didn't want to miss him?
He fell asleep on it. It's not the same.
Base style.
This thing is trying to talk to me. Well, it isn't trying, it actually is. And it doesn't shut up.
Stop speaking to it. Close your mind. Just close it.
You do know I'm hovering, flying. If I close my mind, I'm gonna fall.
Well, land on the ship.
Everyone's not an alien.
Land on the ship. You don't have to worry about that.
So I land on the ledge closest to wherever this thing is.
Okay.
We don't
Can
see
I-
anything though, correct?
Can I convert back
we're-
to El Animal and just sit there on the ledge?
Sure. So with your perspective of being up there, it is a 100 by 100 wall going around a squat building within the wall. And El Animal, you believe, based on the voice and the other sounds that you were hearing, that the artifact, if that's what it is probably right in the middle of that building.
All right, so we're gonna, I guess, lead the ship right to that spot, and
Yeah.
See what
Exactly.
we can, and yeah, we need to disconnect the artifact from the ground, and I'm gonna look at Neurostar and say we're probably gonna need, the most powerful containment piece you can come up with.
All right. How big is this thing?
So, you mean the artifact?
Scepter. It's
I was
about,
asking him, how big the artifact is.
about the size of a scepter.
Oh, that'll be easy.
What, is it communicating in an alien language, or is it just like gibberish in my head?
How would you tell gibberish from an alien language?
Can I make a roll to figure it out?
That's a great question.
Sure, make an intellect roll.
Because my thing is, I wouldn't, but we do have alien that might be able to help me.
Look.
Could I
Just-
repeat over the intercom what I'm hearing?
Hold on. Two of
Sure.
us are from space, but not every planet speaks the same language. Your planet alone has more languages than one.
Can I repeat what I'm hearing as best as I possibly can?
Yes, why don't
over
you
the
make an
intercom?
intellect roll?
Okay.
Do you want us to make one to understand his gibberish, or is it just going to be a we
I
know
got
it
a
or don't know it?
16 on the die roll. I didn't add anything to it.
So Neurostar, you think El Animal is speaking in a weird accent, like an old language from your home planet.
You see?
It's kind of like if someone phonetically read out Latin to an English speaker. Like that's kind of the alien equivalent of what's going on with you. It's like someone who doesn't speak a language is reading out stuff and they're pronouncing stuff wrong, but you're kind of getting the gist of what they're saying. But if you don't actually speak alien Latin or whatever language that is, you are only getting like every fifth or sixth word or concept. And it's talking about the magic and the power and domination and calling the void.
Oh yeah, none of this.
What about me? With my,
None of this.
connection to, all things primordial, so on and so forth? Is this some ancient Sumerian, I don't know, or, is it the language of demons type deal?
Make a paranormal roll.
18.
18. All right. You don't recognize the language, but the pattern of what he's saying, assuming he is like enunciating things correctly, does sound like some sort of chant that you would perform for a magical ritual. One that might create a transdimensional area.
I look at El Anima, shut up. Stop.
You know what it is?
Stop. Stop speaking the language. Whatever you do, don't say another word.
But it
This is
doesn't
going to
shut
make
up.
something happen.
You're casting a spell. It's making you cast some sort of spell. Some
I'm
sort
going
of
to hardline
ritual,
his mouth with a
some sort
barrier.
it's some sort of ritualistic
I just
chant.
wrap a barrier around his face.
Okay.
Like a dog muzzle.
Yeah. Wait, you're in bat form right now?
No,
I
he turned back to
I'm
person.
sitting
Oh, you're
on the
human form
ledge
now?
as Animal.
It's just a sock. Just a
Big
red
red
sock.
sock.
Yep.
Big red sock.
Oh,
On the
Paradigm.
front of it, it says "Don't speak."
Quick question: Did we stop the ship yet, or are we still moving? Because you're
Let's stop it
basically
once we're
directing me.
at our destination.
Yeah, you are, short distance away from this
Can-
wall.
As soon as
Okay,
we
so-
stopped, yeah, obviously he got the carrot into position for me to grab it, whatever. So I float up chewing the carrot, almost, like Bugs Bunny, whatever. But I say, "What's up, dogs?" I've been in New York too long. So I say, "What's up, dogs?" And I see that like they're trying to muzzle him with a sock, and I don't know what's going on. I was focused on the carrot. Say, friends, what is happening?
Listen, we need the wall broken so we can see what we're dealing with.
I can handle that. I turn to the wall and I go to fly and punch a hole in it.
Is there a reason why you're going to break down this wall instead of just flying over it to go?
I already said I'm just flying over it.
Oh, we can fly over it. We can.
I
Okay.
was already
Fine.
doing
We'll
that. I was
just
like,
go
let's
over it.
just.
So I listened to that.
That's fine. We'll just go over it then.
Okay.
I'll go-
Yeah,
No
there's like
reason to bust.
almost like a courtyard-like space between it and this structure inside, and there is like an archway leading into the structure. Not a door, just an archway.
I follow their lead, whether they're gonna fly or go through the archway. I follow them because, yeah,
Is
my
the sound getting
overeagerness.
bigger, louder in my head?
Are you going to pay more attention to the sound to fly out?
Yes.
Then why don't you make an intellect roll, please? An intellect defense roll.
18.
18. It is a little louder, yeah. I mean, now you're 20 feet closer. Or you've just been listening really hard and now you can't get it out of your head like an earworm.
Yeah. Guys, this is, what is this?
Gotta do.
Getting louder.
Do we see the artifact now?
No, because you're outside. So again, there's this big wall. It's a square wall. And then there's a gap behind it. And then there is a squat structure with an archway leading into it. And
So
you
we
are
need
still
to-
outside that structure. But I think you're ready to go into the structure.
Yes.
I'm gonna yell, make it stop, and my tail is gonna curl like almost like a lasso, and I'm a far step and propel myself closer to this object.
Okay. You're just going to try and teleport to where it is?
Yeah, more like I use
More like a
step as
spring.
like a flavor for me to leap far distances in El Animal form, not animal form, with my tail.
Okay.
It's like a big
That
spring.
would require you to go, like you would be leaping full speed through this archway into this structure.
Correct.
Okay.
I follow him if he does that. As soon as I see him leap away, I definitely fly, and I always, as soon as one person makes the move, I'm always behind them. So fly right behind him.
As you are about to do that, you realize that this interior structure is just threaded with these purple threads. Like in how many old buildings are overgrown by vines and stuff, these purple threads are all over the walls and the floor. And I mean, you can't see the ceiling from outside, but probably the ceiling.
Can't you just burn this all up?
We have
That's what
somebody
you
that's
do,
capable
isn't
of
it?
doing some
Just
burning.
consider
When I walk in there and I see that, I just put both hands out and my hands burst into these iridescent flames and I just walk through.
That's what I'm talking about.
So you're just going to be like burning the walls as you go?
Yep, just
Yeah.
burn it. I'm getting rid of that stuff. I don't trust it.
Okay. Are you going to take time to just like burn all of it as you go? Or are you just kind of being yeah, you don't scare me. I'm just going to burn a hand-sized space as you walk along?
No. Literally, the flames are coming out like each fingertip. And it's like over the, and it's making like a halo, around as I'm walking through to burn the vines, because I don't want any of them dropping. We already saw when they went in his mouth, so not taking any chances.
Okay. Now, this structure is made of earth and stone and wood,
Okay.
just like the wall is. So if you do your powerful fire, you'll probably set the wooden parts on fire as well. I mean, you are all badass superheroes and can take a little fire damage.
Okay. I mean, yeah, we could take fire.
Man,
And
just barrier us all.
actually, what I'll do is I'll give everybody a force field.
Well, wait, how about you
I
just
wonder if
burn?
this is one of those gazebos that's such a
Oh, you burn. I will handle the shield, and I'll just make a hard light dome over top of us to kind of absorb any fire that might kick back or burning that might kick back.
Okay. And Dean, are you going to use any levels of effort on this? Or are you just going to use your default, doesn't cost you anything level of?
Default doesn't cost me anything because it's already, it does 11 points of damage. So.
All right. So you're just kind of like burning this path as you walk in. Sounds good. Cool. All right. So you walk into the archway, and Neurostar has the dome to keep little stray bits of the stuff from dropping on you. And there is an option to go left or right.
I would hit. I'm running in the direction where the chanting is coming from. Like if I have to roll for that.
In your head, I mean, you're not in bat form anymore, right?
No.
Yeah. So you're kind of just mostly hearing it in your head and not with your ears now.
Where are my senses drawing me to?
Straight ahead.
I look at Bunny and say, "You think you can make us an egress?"
Well, you saying Dean is being pulled ahead, even though we're going left. The paths are left or right, but he needs to go straight.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, I punch a hole if I can. If it's wood and stone or whatever, yeah, definitely. Say can do, Roger.
Okay. So we're gonna deal with the object breaking rules, and you just need to break a section of wall in front of you.
I'm not sure what the ruling for that is, but just fly through it.
Yeah, the object has a level, so you could apply your strength power shifts to the level of that.
So
And then
I
you
like
make
I like Eric's idea better. So I'm just gonna fly. I'm literally gonna like stand straight, as soon as it's make an egress, I just fly straight into it like full force. We can consider that light damage with my fist or whatever, because like maybe I'll lift my fist up as I do it or whatever. But I'm literally just gonna fly into it.
Okay.
That reduces. I'm not gonna use any effort. I'll use one level effort because it's free, because I have 3 edge. So it's 5 reductions. I rolled 11 and I do 10. I do 10 damage, and I do have the strength. Power shifts too.
The damage does not matter for this case because you're just attacking an object. It's all about moving it down the average damage track. You basically hey Kool-Aid right through this wall.
And you see the ears and like, and then
shape.
But it's big enough for everyone to squeeze through.
Yeah, there's a little collateral damage there.
You're a 7 foot tall bunny rabbit. I don't think it'd be a problem.
It's rabbit shaped.
So Boundless Bunny is in the central area, and everyone else is behind him, and he's kind of blocking the view. But there's a central area in this structure, and there is this crystal surrounded by like all these purple threads that kind of like grow down into the ground, almost like a pedestal. It's about the size of a scepter. And standing next to it is this robed figure. And you can see that he's got one hand kind of hovering over this thing. And the hand is like all withered, like someone who's, starved and dehydrated, but also augmented with technology. And there is a pale red glow coming out of this person's hand, glowing over this thing.
Ooh.
And the hooded figure kind of turns its head to you a little bit, but not so much you can see its face. And it's just like, I was wondering when you would arrive.
If I'm the first one in there and I see him reaching towards it, I just assume he's going to use it in a malicious way. So I don't try to engage him in verbal conversation. I just throw a concussive blast at his hand to try to knock it away from the scepter if I can. Okay. And then I definitely would move out the way.
In the 2 seconds that you had before, using your concussive blast, he doesn't seem to be reaching toward it. He just seems to have his hand over it. I don't know if that changes your decision at all, but
no, I would still concussive blast his hand away. Instinctively, I think, even if he's not actively reaching for it, it seems like he's poised to just drop his hand on it and activate it in a quick fashion if he needs to or something. So I'm not aiming for the scepter. I'm aiming for his hand specifically to knock it away. Yeah.
All right, so you're
Oh.
trying for a minor effect of basically disarming him of this thing.
Oh, actually, if it's considered in his hand, quote unquote, I have an ability called advantage to disadvantage, and it says I can knock the thing away into my own hands or knock it 10 feet away, if that will play into it. But again, I really don't want to damage or interact with the scepter, but it's more, again, if you're considering him holding it, I don't know if that comes into play at all. But
This
yeah.
this isn't really like a separate object that he's holding, but I'm treating it as a disarm for the purpose of you're knocking his hand away so he can't.
Gotcha. All right, so yeah, either way, then I do that. Yes, for sure. And it's a concussive blast. I have to use 2 int for that. And I will also use an effort for that, for hitting, not for damage.
Any other assets or anything like that for this?
No, so this is an int-based thing. It's not my normal go-to thing.
Could
so
I
it's a little
assist
rougher on
him
me.
to give him bonus? Give him an asset?
If you were in the same room, I'd say yes, but he's literally hate Kool-Aided through, and he's like, oh my God,
Yeah,
blast.
Yeah, it's all
I don't know
instantaneous,
if I can see
basically.
it.
But either way, let me roll that out. 2 steps lower, I rolled a 9. And it's, 2 steps easier.
You fire your blast out of your eyes, I assume?
Yes.
Yeah. And you miss, maybe because he's fast, maybe there's some sort of distortion around this artifact. You're not sure, but you miss it. Maybe maybe you have dust from the wall in your eyes as you rush through.
Well, yeah, I blast that. You see a large, it's not like a beam, it's more like a ball of energy. It's a concussive blast. So you see like a big ball of orange energy shoot past this villain, this robed figure, kind of maybe curves past him and like blast the wall near him, like rock and wood fall off the wall. But yeah, and I'm definitely, if I can, be out of the way of my bunny-sized hole so they can see and come in.
Sure. Since this seems like a situation that'll quickly turn into combat, I would like initiative rolls, please.
Oh, buddy.
Ooh.
I am specialized in initiative.
I will just get my lawn chair with my 3.
So something funny happened. I rolled on my dice tower, and it bounced out of the dice tower and almost fell off my table. And it's a natural 1, so I'm gonna keep it. Like it's literally hanging off the edge of my table here as a natural 1.
I got a 17 and I'm specialized.
I got an 8.
Can we see the 1 where my dice is?
That's cool.
And Eric?
I got a 3.
Got a 3.
1, 3, 8. And Anthony's the only one who's got a decent roll.
And Bunny, that was a 1?
Yes,
Make
a
sure you
natural
weren't gonna
1, correct. I'm not
you
going to
weren't gonna
re-roll it.
re-roll it.
No, I will accept the GM intrusion on this.
All right. The GM intrusion on Boundless Bunny is this robed figure uses his other hand and casts some sort of spell at you, and I need you to make an intellect defense roll.
That's not good for me. I'm not going to use any effort or anything. Just going to roll it out. And I don't have any bone. A natural 1 again. I will re-roll this
Use
one, actually.
experience,
Yes,
re-roll.
I have to. I will re-roll that one for sure. I'll burn my 1 XP, re-roll that. I need to use a different dice. That's crazy.
What do you mean
got
you
a
rolled 20s the first half of the night?
No, that was a different dice. I've been swapping. I went back to the D20 that got the 20s, but either way, that was a 14 for the re-roll. And no, I'm not using effort or anything, so it's just a straight 14.
You fail, and
boy.
you feel this energy kind of entangle itself in your mind, and you are paralyzed.
You see my ears stiffen up straight. My whiskers are all like separated. You're usually densely packed, but like all separated. Like I got static shocked almost. My fur is standing on end, and I'm just looking around with my eyeballs, not my head at all. It's like, fellas.
All right. And that was the GM intrusion. And on the Lich's turn,
Oh, Lich.
he is first.
Oh boy.
He actually doesn't attack, but he says, you really should just go. This doesn't concern you. And you can go on and live your lives. Take your giant rabbit friend and leave.
And you see, I'm just stuck there, paralyzed with something. Yeah, I'm not moving or anything. Bunny is just hair on end. But but yeah.
So how I'm going to run this is we are an initiative, but we are talking.
Yeah.
But as soon as someone's like, well, I'm going to attack, then we're going to drop back into combat mode. And this hooded figure is top of the initiative.
He is not giving us the object.
You haven't asked for it yet, but
I should say he is holding.
his hand is hovering above it, glowing red.
I'm gonna
just
step in.
snatch the object.
Would Paradigm know exactly what this lich is?
But that's what what I was gonna see. I'm gonna step in and see if my knowing ability and all of that, lets me know exactly what we're dealing with. Make a roll.
Yes, please.
$15.
This is knowing the unknown, or is this just knowing?
This is knowing. This is my my hyper paranormal sense, sense the weird, all of that kind of stuff.
Okay, because knowing is you're trained in one area of knowledge of your choice.
Right, and that's the hyper paranormal stuff.
Okay, just clarifying. Okay, and what did you roll?
15.
15. All right. You sense the presence of magic, which this artifact obviously seems to be, and this whole dimensional interface seems to be, and the spell that was just cast on Bunny, definitely magical. So this person is some kind of spellcaster, and also has some sort of technological aspect to it. What is your perception skill?
I am trained in perception.
Okay.
And I think I took a power shift. I have a power shift in intelligence, so I got 2 shifts there.
Okay. And although you haven't seen his face, so you don't know what this person looks like, but you've seen his hand, and the technological augmentation that you can see on his hand looks very similar to the technology that Neurostar uses.
Same color?
It is glowing red like your stuff.
Son of a bitch.
Is that noise still
Talk our way
hearing
out
in
of
the head,
this.
that gibberish I'm hearing?
Mm-hmm. It's pretty loud now.
I'm like, make it stop, and I'm running towards it.
You're running towards the...
Yeah.
Okay.
What
Any non-attack related thing you're going to do before we drop into combat because El Animal is charging?
If it was an initiative, for my end, no. But I know this thing acts first. But
I'm just seeing if Neurostar is going to do it, try and say anything or stop you.
Do I recognize this person?
I mean, you can't see his face. You can just see his hand, and it's got some...
Can I, instead of combat, could I hard light the hood off of him? Like create a hook behind him, like across the ground, grab a hook and pull the hood back so I can see who they are to start combat?
That would be an action to do that. And because your initiative is so low, I would probably have them, you know what? Go ahead and do it.
I'll spend an experience to do it.
You don't need to expend experience to do it. Just you're gonna have to make a roll to affect it.
Sure.
Be a little easier than normal because you just flip it
Or
into
intellect for the
it's intellect because it's your power.
18 on the die.
Nice. Okay. So you flip his hood back, and he was already kind of turned in the direction of Boundless Bunny, but he's facing generally in the direction of the hole that Boundless Bunny made. And so he just kind of completes the turn of his head and faces you, and it is your brother, who you thought was dead. And he says, hello, Hexel.
are there tendrils coming from the scepter itself going into the ground?
So the scepter seems to be a crystal kind of tangled in these threads, and then the column that's underneath it is just made up of these threads, and then the base of it is like the roots of a tree made of these threads spreading out into the ground. And El Animal is going to charge, so now we're going to go into initiative.
Was my brother, like, flashback wise, was he like a criminal, someone bad? What was he?
You tell me.
Ooh, I think my brother, I worked in neuroscience. I think he is someone who's doing like horrible experiments or something horrible on the planet. Like he's like the villain of the planet, like one of the bad ones.
Your brother's Dr. Doom?
I still got some love for him, but I know he's bad. Was he a lich before?
You thought he was dead. Like you thought some heroes got him.
Then I would say, the right choice would have been to stay dead. As my friend is charging at him.
And he says, that was never an option.
It's
All
gonna
right.
be an option.
And we are in initiative, and he's going to go first.
Oh,
And Anthony, it's time to do something about that GM intrusion that put these words in your head.
Yes.
I need you to make an intellect defense roll,
Why is it always intellect?
because you have a mind spell stuck in your head.
Because you're a physical monstrosity.
It's my lowest pool right now. Okay, come on. Let me see if let me look at my sheet. Maybe I should apply some effort. I got 7. No, I have an edge. I got 7 points. I'm apply a level of effort to this roll. I'll bring my intellect down to 6. And that's it. Just 1 level of effort. I got a 9 on the roll and 1 level of effort. You know
Okay.
what? I'm gonna re-roll that. I got an XP. I'm gonna re-roll that.
Okay.
I got a 16 on the roll with 1 level of effort.
All right. So you're running up and you're going to do something to this thing. And all of a sudden the voice in your head becomes very clear. It says, lay down and put your face against it. And you're like, oh, I should do that. And then you get really close and like, that is the dumbest idea. I am not going to do that. So you managed to shrug off whatever mental power was trying to manipulate you to succumb willingly to the power of this thing.
So I was the second and that was its turn?
No, that was the lingering effect of your intrusion from before. So now the lich is going to go. Eric, what is your character's brother's name?
I'm gonna go with. Let's see here. Let me write the letters down.
It's Zim.
I am
Invader
Hexel. He's gonna be Travik.
Travik.
Sounds like a villain name.
All right. So Travik, not quite sure who is the most dangerous opponent yet. Casts a spell at El Animal. Need you to make a might defense roll, please.
Might have something on my sheet to help me with might. No, but I have some points that I could apply level effort, so I'll apply a level effort. I have 1 edge in might, so it's only 2. I got a natural 20.
Wow. Okay, nice. So you get your points back for that.
Oh, yes.
And yeah, so this twisting, horrible spell goes at you, and just at the last moment, you dodge out of the way, and you get the very strong feeling that that might have just killed you.
Oh. It's my turn, right? So with my
It
natural.
is now your turn.
Can I say I have an asset on my attack? Because this is what I plan to do. As I was running, I'm gonna jump up and I see him casting spells. I'm turning into a massive boa constrictor. and I want to cover its mouth and wrap myself. So can I get an asset on that attack?
Yes.
All right, so let me just remove the points for turning into. Okay, I'm wasting all my points here, fellas. All right, my intellect pool is 5 now. I got an asset on the attack, and I am gonna put 2 effort in damage. And I have I have an accuracy, so that's another, so I have 2 assets. Yep, I have 2 assets in up to the attack. Because of my accuracy, and I have strength, so I will have 3 levels of effort in damage if I connect.
Okay.
18,
That
2 levels of effort.
that hits him.
With the 18, I'm taking the 2 points.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be 9, 11 plus 4, 15 points of damage as I'm
Nice.
constricting. And ultimately, what I was trying to do is cover its mouth and neck from casting other spells.
Right. You need a minor or major effect for that, but you did 15
Oh, okay.
damage. He has
Can you
some
spend
sort of-
experience to force a minor or major effect?
And Anthony, you only added 2 points. You should have added 4 points because you got a 20.
What are you talking about? I had 18 on the, I had a 20.
Oh, okay. Okay,
That was
never
my
mind.
I had a
defense
20 on the defense.
Yeah, ignore me.
No, you can spend an EXP on a reroll, but not automatically to do a thing.
So it was 15 altogether, Sean, with the damage.
Right. So he's got like a force field, and he's got metallic plates, armor, cybernetics, not sure. So he does have a bit of armor, but yeah, you just did a whole bunch of damage to it. So very nice. The rest of you all can go in any order you like, except for Boundless Bunny, who is paralyzed.
I'm going to
I should have used my XP to break the paralyze.
I'm going to attempt a power stunt with my power. What I want to do is I want to be able to cycle it through all the elemental forces that are at my command when I blast the artifact. Because forget the lich, let's just vaporize the artifact and any connections that it has. I'm going to spend, I already got 2, but it's a single power attack, so 2 levels of effort are already there. I'm going to expend 2 more levels of effort to increase the damage again. So that'll be an additional 16 points of damage. So if I hit, I will be doing a massive 17 points of damage to that artifact.
Again, you don't do damage to objects. You just would apply levels of effort to ease the task of breaking it.
Right. Well, that's what I'm doing. So I'm applying that. So here's the roll. Be good to me, dice. I rolled a 16 on the die.
Okay, hold on just a second. There we go. Sorry, I had to look up the damaging an object roll really quick.
Al's frozen like he isn't.
Is there? He's paralyzed, but there's no energy around him or anything like that that could be like shattered or pulled away.
No, it's in his head.
Psychological.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so Dean, you blast this thing. It is a very powerful device, so you do not instantly destroy it, but it is damaged. And the kind of threads that make up the pedestal and the foot-like sort of thing, some of them catch on fire and combust. And so now it is much more tenuously attached to the ground, and the crystal is developing some fine cracks.
Damn.
But it is still around.
Gotcha.
Okay, Neurostar, you can take an action.
Hit it once. I see him. I feel like I should use my ciphers because I'm in a bad state. Nah, fuck it. I'm going to use Frenzy. and I am going to charge the artifact in an attempt to break it.
Attempt to break it.
Mhm.
Okay.
Instead of damaging it, I want to break it, like grab it and break it.
Okay. What things do you have that'll ease your action? to do
Frenzy, I can give myself a edge with my frenzy. Using a cipher as an action, correct?
that? Yes.
Subtle ciphers in action.
Yeah.
All right, just making sure.
Unless it's obviously something like, you add 5 points of damage to your roll.
Oh, okay. It's the enduring shield one. I didn't know if that was.
Most of them are actions.
Yeah. Then I'm going to charge. I'm going to use frenzy, and I'm going to try to grab this thing and either grab it from him or break it if I can.
Okay. So if you're intending on breaking it, I recommend you put levels of effort into your attack.
Yeah, I'm going to do 2.
Okay.
That's why I wanted the frenzy for the edge.
Okay.
That is a 19 on the die.
Okay. So you are, I assume, your glow that comes out of your face is just illuminating your whole body, and you're.
Yeah, I think I grab it and a beam hits it, and I'm trying to sever it in half with a beam.
Okay. So Neuro comes running up, grabs the staff or the scepter, and this beam comes out of his eye and hits the crystal right in one of the kind of cracked places that Paradigm's attack made. And the whole crystal starts to glow red, and then it shatters. And
The next time,
well,
to hit him in the
North Star,
face.
you're the only one who knows this, but your brother says a horrible, horrible curse word that you would not use in any sort of company whatsoever. The other 3 just hear him say something in a language you don't understand.
I give him that knowing smile of I've always been better than him.
However, as the crystal explodes, Neurostar, I need you to make a might defense roll.
Ooh, okay.
You're not looking at the screen. He was offering you a GM intrusion.
I see it. I'm contemplating. I'm taking it. Yeah, I want the experience. I'm going to give the other one to Dean because he's the one casting all the spells. Oh, no. I'm going to give it to Bunny to see if in case he has to re-roll to break free. Let me get the Bunny. And you want a might roll, huh?
Yep.
Okay. And I can't spend any effort because I already spent my 2 effort, right?
No, it's a separate action. You totally spend it.
Oh, I'm going to spend 2 effort.
Okay.
Which is good. I got a 16 on the die and then 2 levels of effort.
Okay. So this thing explodes. You feel a wave of what you guess is magical energy. It's kind of momentarily makes you feel like home, oddly enough. I mean, your planet is not very well known for magic, but there's something familiar about this magic that comes blasting through you. And there is just this momentary feeling of you get the sense that this thing is talking to you and it's saying, gather my pieces, rebuild me, and I will serve you forever. But you realize that it is up to no good.
Scatter this to the 4 corners. Is that whatever the name of my planet is?
And El Animal, the destruction of this thing ends the little last bits of the whispers that you were hearing.
Am I still
His
paralyzed?
brother's- I'm still wrapped around his brother, though,
You're
right?
still wrapped around his brother, yes. And Bunny, you can take an action to try and end your paralysis. You can try and shake it off with another intellect roll.
That's exactly what I will try to do. You said it's intellect roll, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I won't be using effort because mine's so low. I rolled a natural 6.
Okay, you are still paralyzed.
You can have an XP to reroll
Yeah,
that.
I will re-roll that because that's exactly why this guy gave me XP for. So I'm gonna re-roll that.
Got it.
Are you using the effort on this one?
Fight it, buddy.
So
Fight
I got
it.
a 7 this time. I'm gonna re-roll one more time because I have another XP,
Do it.
and I don't know what's actually gonna go
Use
down.
the dice that got the 20s before.
I am, but for this one, I will use effort for the third one. So my int dropped from 7 to 4. And okay, that's much better. 15 and then effort.
Okay. You break free of this paralysis. Nice job.
You see my whiskers start to like
Will
look more
not stop
calm.
me. Bunny
my-
power.
Bunny power.
My ears become relaxed again. They kind of flop over like they usually do. I'm shaking off that whatever it was. So, and then I guess now that there's crystals flying by me while all this is going on, to like.
You're seeing it happen in slow-mo.
Yeah.
Zack Snyder is directing this episode. All right.
Lens flares.
Oh, that's J.J. Abrams.
I know.
They're co-directing. He's a second unit director. All right. And now we are. That was Bunny. That was your action. Was to
Yes.
break through.
Yep. I'm not
Now
going
we
to
are
move anywhere.
Up to Trovic's turn, and he sees that Bunny is free and that his artifact is destroyed, and he is all alone here. He says, very well. And he casts a spell. And El Animal, I need you to make let's say another might roll, please.
Okay. Let me see what my pools look like. I'll apply a level of effort. I got 9 to this pool.
I would.
I got a natural 1.
Oh.
All right. And
XP?
this
I have no
alien lich cyborg casts the spell and disappears with El Animal.
Before I disappear, I go, take care, Marty.
Who the fuck is Marty?
Can I spend an XP to try and like at the last minute just like send out a beam to separate them two or something? I don't know if it's possible. I give up an XP.
I mean, sure, if you want to spend an XP, you can try and, I mean, he's a snake right now and he's wrapped around this guy.
Yeah.
Right, I know.
If you want to blast him off, you're going to hurt him.
I understand, but I'd much rather blast him off than to see him go elsewhere.
All right, so this last moment as he's like,
with him.
What was that?
Didn't you use an entangle power before, Dean? Can't you just entangle him so when he disappears, it kind of like separates the two?
Regardless, I still have to spend an XP for it. So I'll try. I mean, if that's which one is more viable, Sean? Damaging or trying to entangle him to keep him from shunting away?
I mean, he's like not physically moving, he's teleporting. So
Right.
I think that might just hijack that whole process.
Yeah.
So then I guess I should blast him off. That would probably be safer because he's getting ready to pop out of existence. So he'd just take my entangling energy with him.
Or would leave it behind, or
Right.
it would all explode. It's hard to say.
Or let's not talk explosion. I'm okay with the other 2 options. Explosion.
Because I do automatically get my 2 levels because it's a single power. You know what? I will actually spend the effort. I still got the two edge. So that will leave me with 3 intellect points. I like you, dude.
My pools are tiny.
19.
All right, so Dean, were you shooting at the Lich or were you shooting at El Animal?
I was gonna try to blast the Lich in his chest so it would blast him and El Animado would slide off since you said it was a force field and armor and stuff. So perhaps he would slide off and blast the guy back.
All right, El Animal, why don't you make a speed roll to take advantage of this blast?
Is this just a straight speed roll, not a speed defense roll, right?
Right, but you would apply your power shifts to dexterity if you had them.
Okay, nice.
Because this is like a fraction of a second here between the eyes. Feel spell happening. Oh, he's blasting. What do I do?
My reflex enhancer still applies to this, right? The 2 shifts in that.
Sure.
And my dexterity, so that's 3 shifts so far. And would jumping or, I got to shoot for the moon. This is the end. Oh, would acrobatics apply to this?
Yes.
So that's 4 shifts.
I roll good. Don't roll no damn ones.
All right, I got a 9 on the roll plus 4 shifts.
Oh boy.
El Animal disappears.
Ah,
There is like a moment where he is like being pulled through this weird teleport hole, and the last thing you see is his snaky head get pulled through. And he's like, "Take him, Marty!" And he's gone.
But you know what this means?
End
This
page,
is a perfect opportunity for a second episode.
end comic, right there. Yes, we just ended.
You gotta save El Animal.
nice.
So as the credits play, and is it just me and Dean, and the lights come on in a karaoke lounge? The two of us were singing some sad song for El Animal.
Bunny's just drunk and passed out. In
And
the
we're
front
singing
row.
it, and we're singing it in really bad Spanish.
Really bad, really bad Spanish.
But you don't know any good Spanish songs. You're just singing Feliz Navidad because that's
No,
La Bamba.
we're singing like some Britney Spears song,
In
something
Spanish.
just some sad Taylor Swift.
Taylor
What is it
Swift.
with- I'm not dead, guys. Now we have
No,
to
you're dead.
travel to
We're
your
not going to
home
get you.
planet
We're B
and
team.
save me.
We don't know where
That's
you
an
are.
A-team job, my friend. That's an A-team job.
It's your brother that has me. You have to go to your home planet to get me
I
back.
assume you're an animal cyborg now.
Oh, but this is
That's
a
what I
lot of
assume.
fun.
He'll show up
We're
later.
cyborg.
Don't buy.
Thank you, Sean.
Absolutely wonderful.
Thanks, guys.
This is
Oh my
great.
God, I had so much fun. Just initial thoughts. Eric, you were the skeptic here. How did Claim the Sky handle supers?
I'm skeptic of superhero games in general. Like I've been playing since Phase Rip back in the day. So it's been around. I love that you added the tables for how to handle things past difficulty 10s for stuff. I think that was highly necessary for a superhero game. I like the powers and the shifts. I have a mech game that uses power shifts very similar to this, which makes me super happy to see. It feels pretty flexible, and I see a lot of influence. I remember in Numenera where you could roll, I think it was like 3-6-7 or 3-4-7 to like shift your powers to do more stuff using intelligence, using your intellect. And I see some of that in here, which I like as well. I'm curious to see how long-term goes, like playing a long series of comics, because it looks like it'd be really easy to grow with this, with some of the use your power a few times, then you can kind of unlock it. I think that'd be super kind of cool concept to do. But yeah, it's awesome. You guys did a good job. I like it more than I thought I was going to.
Well, good. I'm glad. And I had fun running it. You guys are a fun group.
Yeah.
I think personally, I think the one thing that I'm taking from this game that I didn't realize how powerful and how impactful power stunts could actually be. And reading it is one thing, but seeing it at the table is something entirely different. And it really gives you the hero feeling with not only character creation, now it's a breeze to create the kind of heroes you're looking for, but the power stunts adds a whole new like improv dynamic to it. If you could think of something cool enough. And Sean, that's really, really, really cool.
It's what makes you feel like a superhero.
And I have to say, the one area that shined for me, it's always been there with supers, but I'm normally running it. So being a player and seeing the NPCs in action, the fact that you pulled Deathblade and Evil Skull right from the book, I've read them, so I knew the kind of stuff
That we were doomed.
But that's the point. The point is, like, you have to really consider when you use certain villains and like Deathblade. I mean, like he said, she's a speedster. She does 8 points. She can attack 4 times in a round. You realize how impactful that is?
Yeah, the action economy is 1 in this game. So yes.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. So it's like pretty awesome. And it was so good to actually have that. For me, it was the sense, it was that heroic sense that the stakes are really high. and I really got to get into. So it was like I had to think outside the box. How am I going to deal with a speedster and I don't have super speed? You know,
I think you guys did a really good job of saying, I'm good at this character, you're good at that character. The fact that you two used your powers to slow down the speedster was
Right.
great.
Yeah.
And the fact that
I was like,
she
we got
was going
him.
after-
We got to box her out.
Yeah, and she was going after Eric because I looked at your stats, like Eric has no armor. So hitting him is just like the super most vulnerable character. Like a smart supervillain's going to do that.
Yep.
mhm.
Punching Bunny is like ramming your head into, an unobtainium wall.
It was definitely a lot of fun.
Dude, I didn't even think about that. Did I, because I haven't read through this whole thing, did you add new materials that kind of feel like all of those superhero things, that you see in Marvel and DC and other things? Did you make your own versions or did you leave that for the GMs to do? So I know you put your own setting in here as well.
I don't understand your question.
So like unobtainium and things like that, did you add any new materials in like the Cypher?
Oh, physical material.
Yeah, physical materials. I apologize.
No, but in the Cypher system, you can just say this material is level X.
Right,
And, adamantine is just level 10.
I was wondering for the setting piece in here if you all added anything that felt like setting specific.
Mm.
I mean, there may be some. It's not like there's a chapter on new materials, but like Monte in writing the Boundless setting, like there's 2/3 of the book is about Boundless. Some of his NPCs,
Yeah.
some of his world stuff. Like some of it, I developed it, but I've purged my head of the non-rulesy bits. But there might be stuff like that. It's mentioned, oh, this character has armor that is made of this material, so they have 7 armor because it's made of unobtainium or whatever.
Like and like some of the allegories that you guys put in there were so beautiful, like the Majestics, definitely being like the Fantastic Four, but they're their own thing, and they don't feel like just cookie cutter versions. I dig all of those things. Like I said, you just made the NPCs, and when I run superheroes, those characters will definitely be making appearances, because even like, thinking about some of the lower tier ones, the level 4s and 5s, they're still pretty badass.
Yeah. I mean, power shifts make even a lowly character really, like you could have a level 4 NPC who has like a level 6 or 7 attack. And that's their one thing that they do, but they're really good at it. Yeah. And the NPCs in the setting, that was all Monte, and obviously they love comics too. So it's nice to.
Well, I personally want to thank you. I know the guys are feeling the same way. This was great. Thanks, Sean.
One, I'm the perpetual GM, I'm all forever GM. So getting ever to play is fantastic. I think I've played one other game of yours at a convention at some point. So just getting to play any game is fantastic. But being able to play the person who helped make it, that's awesome.
Most
Al,
definitely.
you didn't get to throw your 2 cents in on.
He's paralyzed still.
It was again a lot of fun, especially seeing this stuff. I've only read the character options and the power shifts that I've only read. I've never had actually I have not sat at a table to play it out, and you do feel like a superhero. Like the fact that you added the flight power shift, I feel is major, because so many heroes can fly.
All the travel powers.
And it feels like before Claim the Sky, you're scratching your head, how am I going to make this character fly, even though it's just this minor staple of what they can do. And yeah, there's just that was one of the key things. I feel like for me personally, it just really brings out that superhero aspect a lot. It's having access to that and the Prodigy power shift as well, because you can again play with what abilities you have even more. We got to see that really play out well, not with my character, but with like Eric's character and with Dean's character. They both prodigied up pretty hard. And it was really cool to see.
And all I'm going to say once again is when you end the game in a cliffhanger, that just means that you have to come back on and allow us to bring these characters back to life, because you're not going to leave El Animal hanging.
What are you talking
like
about?
that.
He can just record a video about how you got put into a cage and they did lipstick experiments on you.
Remember that
Prison
Star
planet.
Trek when they had like the intergalactic zoo?
Yeah,
I think
I promise I'll come visit you.
he's with the Collector now.
Yes, the Collector. Yeah, that's the A team. That's definitely not B team. We're not going to go.
So, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Like I said, I've been chomping at the bit to run, but this was a great experience. It just opened up a lot of doors. So thanks, Ben.
Eric, you've been here, but where can we find you on the internet and what are you up to?
Oh, Jesus.
Let our audience know what's going on.
Everywhere. You can find me everywhere. No, everything that is Eric Frankhouse Presents, you can find me. This coming Tuesday, we have our next episode of Ogre Force, our love letter to Voltron, which is over the top insanity. Tomorrow, I will be on West Birch over on the Norse Foundry channel. I'm their network director for their Twitch. And yeah, follow me on Twitter if you want to know what I'm doing. Everything gets posted there. Alien Connection is insane. If you want to join in on that, Monday is the live show. Wednesday, you come play an NPC or a PC for you. And everything you do on Wednesday reflects our Monday show. And right now they're in a really bad situation because you guys are blowing up the ship they're on. So I can't.
And if you haven't purchased any Norse Foundry dice, so please go visit the website. I was actually rolling Norse Foundry dice today.
Me too.
They were responsible for the 20s and the ones, but they were did it in style and beauty. So definitely check out Norse Foundry.
You got them pretty rainbow cat's eye, man. They're limited
Yeah,
edition.
they're awesome. Sean, I think everyone knows who you are, but where can you be found and reached on the internet?
I'm Sean K. Reynolds on Twitter. That's where I live, 2 hours a day.
Feel you. Feel you. You do the same thing. You limit your time. Smart.
It's like 10-minute increments over the course of the whole day. So it's not really a limit.
Right.
If you like us and you like what we do, please visit the Cypher Unlimited Discord server. We have the largest fan-run Discord server for all things Monte Cooke games, over 4,000 members and growing. If you want to play a wonderful game like Claim the Sky, this is the place for you. Or join our Facebook group. It's not as big as our Discord, but there's many conversations happening about all things Monte Cooke games, and we could possibly hook you up with a game. Or our videos are always free, but you could give us a little donation on Ko-fi. It helps us out with little things like Zoom course. Or visit our online store and pick up some of this cool Cypher Unlimited merch. Please check it out. We got capes coming soon. It was for Tolis, but now we can add Claim the Sky too. Am I missing anything now? I think I got everything.
No, you missed one thing actually, and then I'll lead us off here. But don't forget to visit our YouTube and drop some subscribes, because we are trying to get to 1,000. We're at 750, so 3/4 of the way there. And every subscribe definitely helps us out in that regard. And
last but not least, we love you guys.
Yeah, and again, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you, Sean and Eric, for coming on, playing and running for us. It's super fun. Hopefully we can have a part 2 to this. Save El Animal from the clutches of Trovic. But yeah, we get a kitty cat goodbye here, so I think that's a good sign off. So from us at the CU, we will see you later.
See you guys.